There you go.
Forward.
Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. There you go.
Forward.
Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. There you go.
Forward.
Hard work. Hard work. Hard work.
Fall in.
Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. What's good? What's good? What's good? I know it's been a while since I left y'all, but I'm back. I ain't going nowhere. First formation, you know it's me, your man Trey, the commish, and we got a special reason. Of course, we're here this morning, and we're gonna get in and get to it so we can make sure there's no interruptions. What we got is the MBA, that's the Military Basketball Association's All-Star Draft coming up, in which right here, right now, is going to be the draft to determine who is going to be representing for West Side, East, West. Of course, we got two coaches as we get ready to get into this. That's going to basically the 2 minutes in front of you. Of course, gentlemen, good morning. How y'all doing?
Good morning.
What's going on? Good afternoon.
So, of course, you got Coach Acevedo, and Coach, of course, you got Coach Mason. Represent. What sides are y'all going to be representing, gentlemen?
Oh, I got the East side. I got the East this year.
Okay.
West Side till I die over here.
Coach Mason is going to be representing the West Side. Of course, respectively from their own teams, Cannon and Fort Moore, of course, which the teams in which they are representing. And so now they get to be at the forefront and represent for their side via being the head coaches of those organizations. So I know for the most part it was a long and grueling season. I know Coach Acevedo, as you go on and you serve in many hats in reference to the organizations. What was the season like for you? First, you, Coach Ace.
Oh man! First of all, it was awesome. I mean, all across the board, all three conferences. I had a chance to actually go out there and watch Coach Mason play in the Central because this year we needed. I was open. I didn't have nothing going on, so Jason went down and covered the Pac West tournament while I went up and helped them out. Me and Mike went and helped them out up there at in Oklahoma City to cover the Central, and got to watch a lot of great basketball in the Central. Of course, Coach Mason was in the mix of things as usual. The competition. I mean, the Central's always been a super tough league. As far as the Atlantic, it's big surprise this year. I mean, we've grown we went from 9-10 teams last year to we're up to 20 now. So I think now we've surpassed the Central as far as the biggest conference in the NBA. Last year was great competition. We got Wright-Patterson down in the mix along with Scott Air Force Base. Had a great end of season conference tournament up in Philadelphia. So, the competition was good. And the amount of teams that were able to host last season was great as well, because it makes the job easier for our conference commissioner to spread the teams around and, and get these teams a chance to actually travel and go see other teams in the conference so they get an idea of what they're going to be facing towards the end. So overall, great. I don't want to forget the Pac West. I'm far away from the Pac West, but I follow, and as usual, those guys out there are always doing great things and competing hard. So the NBA it's headed up. We're just growing and growing and growing. We got geographically dislocated teams that are coming into the mix, and you guys know geographically it's just that they can't be in a conference because it's too far for them to travel. But those teams are really making an effort to make it to the tournaments that we're hosting, and they're making a difference. We got a chance to see Ellsworth Air Force Base. We got a chance to see Marine Corps Logistics Base, Albany. We got a chance to see Tyndall Air Force Base. So just a couple of those new teams that are joining, we got a chance to look at, and they got a chance to see that military basketball, is alive, and you got a chance to continue your dream playing the sport that you love.
Okay, and so of course, Coach Mason, you doing good things over in the in your conference allows you to be a coach for this All-Star game. What has your coaching been like this? Your coaching track been like for this year, in which allowed you to be in this position?
So the season started off rocky. We lost our first 6 games because we had a couple of our best players out. And then we got back to it once everybody returned. We won like 10 straight, had a good showing down at Nationals, got to the Final Four of the conference tournament. And then the NBA Finals, we ended up getting to the championship game. We got over the hump. The last couple of years we've been close. And we finally got over the hump, got in the game, and, we ended up falling to CMB. But Canada basketball is definitely back on the map. This is actually a good segue because I actually left Cannon. I'm down now in Tampa area where I'll be coaching McDill. So
Okay.
I left the program in good hands with Coach Brandon Austin. So, and Cannon's returning everybody basically. So they're going to be tough this year, and I'm just looking forward to being in the Atlantic and just seeing, how I can get McDill to that championship game. So.
Okay, so of course a change of events, with a lot of change of events actually going on throughout the course of military basketball for the most part, with changing of guards and coaches and different things. But that's for another show. So we have a whole nother reason for we're here today. As y'all see it, the All-Star Game 2024 NBA East versus West going on September 14th, Oklahoma City at the Oklahoma City University. So y'all know where to be for that. You get a chance to eat some barbecue and stuff like that a couple of weeks prior for Labor Day weekend, and then you got a little treat coming up in the middle of the month, which is the NBA All-Star Game. So of course, be sure to go and check that out. While they go and perform the best and brightest for the NBA is going to be there for the most part. So, gentlemen, of course, as I get ready to pull up the next graphic in which we have. You're of course not going to be grazing the sidelines by yourselves. You're going to have some help, some likely help. Hold on one second. You're going to be having plenty of help from your coaches. Where is my graphic for your coaches at? Okay, here we go. As y'all both have assistant coaches that are going to be on the sidelines with you. So you can get a chance to speak about them coaches right about now. Of course, first up, Coach Acevedo for the East. You're going to have Jacob Pert, Herbert Field, Coach Mason. You're going to have Coach Paris, Cusper, and as well as Austin from your former team, Cannon, and then last but not least, Coach Lynch was voted, but he's going to be at the Army training camp, all Army camp, but he is mentioned. So without giving too much, gentlemen, what's the mindset going in as y'all get ready to pick these teams? Because your assistant coaches aren't on right now. But did y'all kind of like go and have a discussion and see what it is that y'all looking to pick based on what the other person's doing, or is it just going to be, where the chips fall where they may?
So for me, I can speak first. First of all, I selected a very, very good coach, JP from Herbert Field. I actually started watching him coach last year, and was very, when they joined the NBA, I was very impressed on how he ran his program, how he ran his team, how he coached on the sideline. So I had my eye on him. Definitely talked to the leadership about him. It's just, not anything to do with the at the time with All-Star, just what type of person he was on, just as a person outside the game and while he was coaching. So I was very impressed, and he just drew my attention. Made some great adjustments during some games that where we played against each other or where he was playing against another team. I got a lot of respect for him. And when it was time, once I was notified that I was going to be selected, I immediately started thinking of an assistant coach, and I waited until we got down to the MBA SummerSlam down in Fort Walton Beach over at Herbert Field, and actually announced, during the championship presentation ceremony that I had selected him as the assistant coach for the All-Star team this year. So it was kind of like a double congratulations for, him winning the tournament with his guys and then being announced as the All-Star coach as well.
Okay. Of course, a correction. I mean, Coach Crystal Lynch, not he. She will be at All Army camp, so she will not be there. Coach Mason, you got your squad, as well as Coach Paris. Any insight without giving it up for y'all's drafting? Did y'all have a conversation? Did y'all still ask Coach Crystal if she's going? If her insight? What's the mindset going for the West?
So I talked to Paris and Coach Cuthbert and Coach Austin, kind of with, the strategy we're going with. But I also did talk to Coach Lynch. And first of all, with her going to All Army, it opened up this opportunity for me because she actually, nominated to the leadership. So thanks, Crystal. But so she was just like, hey, just, she gave me a little secret. She's like, hey, just do this. And I was like, all right, I got you. So you'll see once we start drafting.
Okay, I got you. No doubt. And of course, I know what we'll let it lie where it lay, as I say. So of course, good morning, Commissioner Myers. What's good with you guys to have you formation this morning, that Sunday morning? Back to those type of things. I ain't did that in many years, almost 10 years since I've been early morning formation. But in any case, but like you say, here you go, the coaches that's here in front of y'all, West in the East. But now let's get to what we're going to be seeing as far as who's going to be on these said teams. Of course, like you said, it's a draft. So there's going to be a pool of players that are going to be that's going to be here up in front of you. That's going to allow you to see who it is, and then allow the coaches to go ahead and make their selections going on. Of course, who's going to be going first? Who's supposed to go first? Did y'all already know that?
Well, I was told that. For the record, since when it was Crystal, we were actually tied. We were both tied at the end of the season at 14-2. But at the end, when the final seedings were completed, I ended up getting the 1 seed going into the NBA finals. So there it is. Got the first pick.
I mean, since Fort Moore hasn't beat Cannon all season.
Oh, here we go with it. Here we go.
And we probably should have, I probably should get the first pick, but
Yeah.
So of course, what you have in front of you, 13 players on each team, going forth. From Luke to West Texas, representation, Tinker, Cannon, of course, Yuma, Pendleton, and then, of course, representation when it comes to the other side. We're going to sit up and have Herbert representation from Fort Moore, Herbert Field, Nash, Jacksonville, Baumholder, Fort Cavazos, Riley, in East Tennessee, representing for the East side, East Coast. So gentlemen, we can definitely get to it for the most part. So we can see as Perp sent saying CMB did though.
Wow.
Paramount Veteran Network, Jennifer Swanson, tap in. So
I did have one thing to say before we start, though.
Go ahead, Coach.
So, I mean, I think Coach Mason agrees with this as well because we had a side conversation yesterday. Man, it's a great group out there, man. It's a lot of talent out there. I mean, I'm happy for every single person that made it, that got selected on this list. It's not an easy job, because as you can see, man, I've been watching all Team USA's games, and I've shared with my team, the MBA team, that, man, what's his name, has been such a great teammate. Holly Burton.
Mm-hmm.
He's always he's been on that bench, just supporting his team, being the biggest cheerleader. I mean, he's a 6'5", point guard, and he's a star too. And just was it yesterday against Puerto Rico? I think Kerr put him in with 2 minutes left in the third quarter, and he actually played the whole fourth quarter. But he went in there without an attitude, without like the game's already won, we're up by 20-something points. Nah, he just immediately popped up off the bench and did his thing, and I mean, he's been like that the whole entire tournament, which is it's great. It's great to have those type players like that. But again, it's the same situation here. You're going to have a lot of we got 13 players to select, 12 players to select, whatever. And even at this level, there is a pecking order. So I just wanted everybody to understand that don't get upset. I mean, we all got selected. We're all volunteers. Let's just go out here and have a great time and compete.
So it's interesting, right? Because I was going to ask, is that a precursor to how are you kind of like setting the table for hopefully your teammates, your team that you're going to watch, and so they can already know, so you don't have to give that spiel again, or you don't have to give that speech again. They already know, like, hey, it's a lot of y'all all are all-stars, but they're still a picking order. All right, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Absolutely.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I think that's a conversation we both need to have with both of our teams, because that's just the way it is.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
So, of course, the proverbial coin has already been flipped due to due to Fort Moore having the better record in state overall. So let's get to it, Coach. Coach Acevedo, you're on the clock. Who is going to be your first selection for the All-Star game?
You ready, Mason? Hey, with the first pick in the first round of the All-Star 2024 NBA All-Star game in OKC, the East is going with J. Patrick Blackman.
Oh, J. Patrick Blackman. Okay, so what can you tell us about J. Patrick Blackman, Fort Moore? Of course, you're representing. You're going to get your man's.
We're gonna keep it short. Blackman is that energetic guy, that talker. Very well known around the league. One of the toughest point guards that we have in the Military Basketball Association. As you know, he's getting ready to head on to school this fall. Going down to an HBCU down in Austin, Texas. So great for him. Going to play for one of my former players way back in telling my age here, 2002 in Germany. Is giving him an opportunity. So once again, military basketball, the platform has allowed for these guys to be able to produce film and tape and get the interest of the private sector.
Okay. So next up, Mason, you on the clock. Who is going to be?
So with the first pick for the West, this might come as a surprise to everybody watching. I'm going to select Matthew Doherty from Cannon Air Force Base.
Matthew Doherty, Cannon Air Force Base. So, of course, I'm very sure it was not on anyone. No one was going to be surprised as as you guys are coaches and you have players that were on said teams in which you coach, so it was only expected that maybe those first picks were going to be that of course, your teammates, team players. So I don't think it's going to now. What's going to get interesting as we get a little further down the line, and or we, I guess we finna see with the next pick because there's multiple players from each one of your teams that is on here. So, with that being said, who is the second pick, Coach Acevedo? Is it another Fort Moore player, or do we do something different and grab a Cannon player that we're watching out, or like so? What is it? What's going on, Coach? Who is it?
Yeah. I hope you watching, Paris. I hope you watching. So with the next pick on the East Coast, the East side is going to go with Roshan Reeves.
Roshan Reeves is going to be the second pick. Roshan Reeves out of Fort Moore, keeping in the same in his own backyard. We're going to see what is Coach Mason going to do, Coach, and we're going to get back to it. We're not going to remiss. I know we got time. We want to make sure Coach Mason gets all his picks because he's dealing with a situation over there. Coach Mason, who's number 2?
So number 2 for the West, I'm going to go with my guy from Fort Riley, Daquan Lynch.
Daquan is in the building, as he's in there. So Daquan Lynch gets the vote expected.
2 great guys, 2 great picks. Reeves and Lynch, 2 great guards. I mean, 5 seconds on Reeves. Just came from Fort Sill a couple months ago. Well, at the end of the year, early this year, and has been an extraordinary piece to the team at Fort Moore. Lynch, I mean, the leader. I mean, if you don't know who he is, then I don't know what military basketball you've been watching, but Lynch is outstanding. Been a great ball player for Fort Riley. Him and his wife been doing great things over there, and definitely have enjoyed watching them play in some of the tournaments that I've gone out to support.
Coach, third pick on the clock.
On the clock with the third pick. The East Coast is going with Dalvin Scurry.
Scurry, of course, representing Fort Moore, keeping it in his backyard. That's 3 Fort Moore selections. So is even one Fort Moore is a walking all-star team, or Coach is just that confident in his players. In any case, all 3 first picks, all team Fort Moore. I guess we're going to see how it goes. Coach Mason on the clock.
Like I said, there's a lot of great talent here. I'm going to go with Jeffrey Gully from Tinker Air Force Base.
Jeffrey Gully from Tinker Air Force Base is where it's at now. So I know, you know what? I'm not going to stir the pot. Fourth pick, Coach Ace.
All right.
So out of Fort Moore players. So,
hey, we just produced good stuff over here. I'm just saying.
You know what that is exactly. You would have set up and grab it by the bull by the horns, and what you have with basically was that all your players? That's all your players. So now we get to see how it really gets to getting. So who's the fourth pick? Where we go? We're going.
All right, with the fourth pick, the East Coast is going with Ian Sutton.
Ian
Body blow, Mason.
Out of loop. So interesting enough, Coach Mason. I seen you're picking all over the board, broaching on each side, east and west, in which Coach Acevedo has lined up to where all his picks predominantly are all from well, except for Sutton. He did just pick Sutton. So a little bit different. He's broaching into your backyard. So how are you going to counter?
So like I say, with the 4th pick, I'm gonna go with my other guy, one of the guys who kind of goes under the radar sometimes, because that well-oiled cannon machine. But I'm gonna go Jacoby Fed from Cannon Air Force Base.
So Kobe Fed, another pickup for Cannon. That's 2 for Cannon, representing under his tutelage, as Coach Acevedo has picked up the 3 under his. So with that being said, Coach,
He lucky he got him, because that was my next pick. He lucky he got him. That is one athletic dude. I love that guy. I love him.
So, of course, now we see, you know what I'm saying, now we're starting to get a little insight to what's going on. As we talked about that, I was going to ask, like, who's going to be the first to pick up someone from the opposing coach's team? Coach Mason was able to thwart that advance by Coach Acevedo by picking his own player before he can get it. So now that player is off the board, Coach, who are you going with?
All right. So for the 5th pick for the East side, we're gonna go with hold on, where's my damn Montonio Keenan from Yuma.
So evidently, with Coach Mason's reaction, maybe Montonio was actually on his player board.
Oh, that was definitely my next pick.
Okay.
So we right there. We right there.
So since he took my guy, you know what? I'm going to go with. I'm gonna go ahead and get my guy Timo from Herbert Field. Anthony Morris.
Anthony Morris, Timo out of Herbert Field. I now said, were you confident in that pick, Coach? You sound a little
man, Timo, one of the best 2 guards out there. Hey, I'm already game planning. I already got something in mind for Timo. So like when I saw it, I was like, oh man, okay. So I'm already game planning, man.
Okay. Coach Acevedo, number 6.
All right, with the 6th pick of the All-Star, the East is gonna go with the downtown shooter from Jacksonville, NAS. Can you say Duval? His name is Jalen Gilbert.
All right, Jalen Gilbert off the board now at the 6th pick for the East.
Okay. Good pick.
Where are we going next?
And the West, we're going to go with let me go with Brad Boyd from Luke.
Brad Boyd from Luke.
Yeah. One of the best point guards in the NBA. So you got to have somebody control the ball, run the offense.
All right, go ahead, Coach. No, go ahead, Coach.
I said run is the figurative word because we will be running.
A little insight, Coach. I hope Coach Acevedo, I hope you're ready for it. So we'll see how ready you're for it. What's your selection at number 7?
The next selection for the East is one of the other greatest point guards in this league. I mean, there's about 5 of them on this list, and they're all good. But I can't leave my trusty other point guard behind. So the East is going to go with Fort Campbell, actually Eastern Tennessee military basketball, Josh Boyd.
Josh Boyd coming in at number 7 for the Team East. How do you counter that, Mason?
Oh, Josh Boyd, really, really good point guard. Fast. The boy is fast. He's fast. So the West is going to come with. So you got to have a little defense. Got to have some shooting. Let me get Christopher Kennedy from West Texas.
Christopher Kennedy representing West Texas.
The energy.
Oh
yeah, that guy.
So currently at the halfway mark, of course, we led off with Patrick Blackman selected, in which Team East currently is at Patrick Blackman, Rashawn Reeves, Dalvin Scurry, Ian Sutton, Antonio Keenan, Jalen Gilbert, and Josh Boyd. For the West, we have Matthew Darty, Daquan Lynch, Jeffrey Gully, Jacoby Feed, Anthony Morris, Brad Boyd, and just selected was Christopher Kennedy. So 6 more players apiece left, gentlemen. I foresee this is where we start to build the reserves and the backbenches, and so you can start to work and see what chemistry you can get or what the different lineups you can put together. So who are not to be lost on because they are drafted later in this draft, but who do you select to build out the teams? Coach Acevedo, you're on the clock. Who's coming in on your next pick?
The next pick for the East Coast is going to be Kevin Negron from Tinker Air Force Base.
Kevin Negron.
I got to have 2 guns on each side of Boyd.
That guy's a shooter. He's definitely a shooter.
So he's kind of letting. I don't know if you're listening, Coach Mason. He's kind of giving you what his recipe of success is. So what are you going to do to mess up his cooking methods? Who's coming in next at number 8?
So real quick, Trey, because you spoke on the fact of building the reserves and everything. Last year's All-Star game, the last pick, which was Malachi Morris from Cannon Air Force Base, he actually won the MVP. So it's not where you pick. It's not how you get in. It's what you do when you get those minutes. And Malachi just took over the All-Star game last year. So I just want to go.
Who's your Malachi then?
So we're going to go with. I like this guy. You got to have a big bruiser. Dustin Iverson from Miramar.
Okay. Dustin Iverson in now at the pick. Coach coming in at number 9.
So just putting all these lines through these names.
He's definitely showing that he's pulling out the notebook, May. So that means his game plan. He's enacting his game plan. If I don't know if it's going as expected, or if you messed up a little bit. So you look at it. So he already had. You'll say he already had it down. So
all right. So with the where are we at? We're at the 9th pick.
Yes, sir.
With the 9th pick, the East Coast is going with Aaron Brown from Herbert Field. Gotta have a bruiser, another bruiser to go against the bruiser.
Okay.
So we're starting to sit up and see a little some chess play here. Tit for tat, going making sure you can match up, have the matchups, not doing anything too off the books yet. So who's next up on your list, Coach Mason?
So next, I'm gonna go with I hope he doesn't get me for messing up his name, but Kitomio Caver from Fort Riley. I know I probably messed that up, but I give you extra minute of fan time, man.
He's on the court. That's what it is, and he's going to get an opportunity to make sure to correct you. So by the end of the game, it'll be all locked in. You will be able to pronounce it with no problem whatsoever. So interestingly enough, I have not seen a single. I don't think I have seen a single for Cavazos player taken yet. In which maybe is coming up. I mean, it's going to happen. That doesn't make it. But interesting enough, I'm trying to figure that out. But we've been to find out. Coach Acevedo, we in the double digits now. Pick 10. Who you got?
All right, with pick 10, the East Coast is going with the 3-point champion at the I don't know what tournament it was. He is the hold on a second. Let me make sure I'm got his name here correctly. From Bomb Holder, we're gonna go with Javari Albergodi.
Oh, okay.
The bomb holder come across the water. And he said a shooter. So, of course, we've heard bruisers, we've heard shooters, we heard elite point guard play. Coach Mason, how are you going to counter in your double-digit pick?
So first of all, I just found out, I saw the comment that I got his name right. Shout out to KJ, KJ from Fort Riley. But so we're going to go with, because, we got to keep the shooters, but you need somebody on that fast break. You got to need somebody to throw it up to,
You want to get above the rim play.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we're going to make this the best all-star game the NBA's had. So we running and gunning. So give me Tyson Long, athletic wing player from West Texas.
West Texas players have entered into the conversation, although I think one was selected already. So Tyson Long, now, as you said, you're going to be your showstopper. Coach, there's been some countering. Coach Acevedo, who do you have a above the rim player that you're about to bring to the conversation? Who's up next?
So I know Mason knows and Paris knows, what type of what I like to see on the floor, and to counter all this and to have, whether it's starting or coming off the bench, I like a lot of defense. I like a lot of pressure. And I like guys with high motors, high engines, no complaining. No, there is no getting tired. There is no sub. You're going to stay in the game because that's what you're built to be. And with that, the East Coast is going to pick West Texas military basketball point guard, Tom Renee.
Renee. You knew that was my next pick.
So, of course, it has happened again when Coach Acevedo has been able to thwart and mess up Coach Mason's player pool picking. Tom Renee out of West Texas. As Coach said, he was about to grab him. Now he can't. So where do you go from there, Coach Mason?
So since I had to, I got to redo my board, but there's another guy in Tinker, high flyer, high motor, defensive guy, Ezekiel Rose.
It's a good pick.
It sounds like it might have been a counter, coach, when he you try to backdoor and make sure that you show what your left hand. You would make sure that you didn't show your right hand what your left hand was doing, and he went ahead and picked it. So Ezekiel Rose out of Tinker Air Force Base, going to represent and play for the West. 2 more picks apiece left, gentlemen. Where do we go from here, Coach Acevedo?
So, got a chance to also look at because they were the ones that eliminated us from the heading into the Final Four in the MBA finals this past May. Was really impressed with both of them. I had my eye on both of them, but with the next pick, the East Coast is going to go with Stuart Taylor. This guy's got an engine, just plays basketball. Watched him closely. Ain't out there arguing, just out there just giving it. I mean, emptying the gas tank. That's what I like about this guy. And he's been with Hood/Cavazos for a little bit now. He's just gotten better and better every year. And I just definitely got a chance to really look at him closely when we were waiting on to see who was going to win the Cavazos versus East Tennessee military basketball game to get into the quarterfinals. So, yeah, Stewart is our pick. Stewart Taylor.
If he's been there that long, he probably need the PCS.
So it was basically you completely messing up my train of thought, because I was about to flip and say I was going to ask the question because of course Coach Acevedo being his position in the NBA, but I was about to say, due to the fact that it's the military, and of course in some of these instances some of these players can end up somewhere for the opportunity for coaches like yourselves to get your hands on them. Do y'all scout for the aspect? Do y'all scout that with that aspect of knowing, like, okay, that person, like he just said, Stewart has been at Cavazos, and he's able to say for 3 years, in which he say he's gotten better and better and better. Is it a glaring or better, or is it just because you kind of like had your eye on him? It's like, okay, if this guy, like, does that happen for you as coaches?
Well, I'll tell you that all the trips that I make, and you guys know that I try to get, if I'm not involved here in Columbus with our guys, and we have an open weekend and there's competition out there playing, I try to tell our guys all the time, it's just not in our conference. I got to get out there to the other conferences and see what's going on. And so I definitely go out and check out all these teams. That it's just not a little vacation trip. I'm actually going out there to do work, to look at key pieces of other teams to prepare against them, because there's a great possibility that we will cross paths, either in a regular NBA tournament or in the NBA finals. So yes, I do go out and look at these guys closely.
And same for me, Trey. Like I said, when we're in tournaments, I'm watching every game. Like everybody, take breaks, go to concession stands. Nah, man, I'm there watching everybody who I might play, everybody who I'm going to play. I'm watching the games on the NBA page. Like I say, just doing the coaching thing, scouting. And I've seen a lot of these players, and Stewart Taylor, actually, he is a pretty good guy. We've played him for the last couple of years. So that's a good pickup, Ace.
Yeah, appreciate it. Good guy.
But
Good kid.
I'm going to counter that with, actually, I saw this guy. I've seen him a couple times this year. Also from Fort Cavazos, Markel Pickett.
Mm-hmm. A little seems like a little more a chess play, because Markel, of course, being a teammate with Stewart, kind of gives you different nuances, kind of lets you know, like, hey, hey, what can you tell us about like that that drum line type, like, so what y'all got going on over there? Is like,
exactly. Like, give me a playlist or something.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, what y'all got going on, or even like what y'all got going on, what Cavazos running later on. In case, keeping it going, 2 picks, one pick a piece left. We quote unquote Mr. Irrelevant, as we know what Mr. Irrelevant did for the San Francisco 49ers, in which they have now a franchise quarterback. So could this be potentially that player that is going to come onto the scene and be seen and bust on? I mean, they're an all-star in this aspect. Do they ascend further in the NBA after this all-star game and show that they are him? Who's next up for who you got, Coach?
So I'm going to go with Fort Cavazos, Derek King.
Derek King. Last player from Fort Cavazos. And of course, Mason.
So actually this guy right here, I'm glad that Coach went ahead and picked up who he picked up, because I wanted this guy, Rondell Adderley from Camp Pendleton. Shout out to my guy Dave out there. You got to have that one, he's a Marine, so you already know what they bring. They bring that toughness, that physicalness. So that's what, and he plays defense, and so I'm glad he was left. So that's going to round it up for me. And you know what? I already see the West winning, so
So recap a little bit, Coach Ace and the East Side squad led off with your Patrick Blackson, and then of course Rashawn Reeves, Dalvin Scurry, Ian Sutton, Montanio Keenan, Jalen Gilbert, Josh Bird, Kevin Negron, Higgins Brown, Javari Albergati, Tom Renee, Stuart Taylor, and last pick Derek King. Coach Mason, his counter came in with Matthew Daugherty, Daquan Lynch, Jeffrey Gully, Jacoby Feed, Anthony Morris, Brad Boyd, Christopher Kennedy, Dustin Iverson, KJ Carver Caver, Tyson Long, Ezekiel Rose, Markel Pickett, and last but not least, Rondell Adderley, bringing that marine flavor to the squad. And in state, I've heard twice that the West is going to win. Of course, it did come from both West coaches, but nevertheless, it has been said, as Paris Daniel was in the comment and said, the West is going to win. Crystal's in the building. Shout out, saying congratulations on going to help out the All Army camp. Gentlemen, you have the teams now, and now you get to fine tune whatever the strategies in which you're going to have to play. We've heard a little, of course, saying Coach Acevedo seems like he's going to continue to go with what his staple has been and going to run. Are you going to let that play into your hand, Mason?
Hey, we running too. So we running. We got shooters. We got defense too. So hey, it's gonna be, if you're in the Oklahoma City area that weekend, come on out because it's gonna be NBA basketball fantastic. It's gonna be a show.
Yeah, it's gonna be great selections. Two great teams. Now that you could take the lists and kind of relook at them again and seen what major changes were made between the East list and the West list. And I mean, it's there's only a couple. I mean, it's not too big of a drastic difference, but I think the teams are pretty well matched. So we definitely don't want a boring all-star game. So I think me and Mason and all the coaching staffs did a great job with the selections.
And now, of course, you get the chance to go back and get with your coaches, hit those players up, and get in these these team chat and kind of like playing the assault that y'all have to go forth. I'm very sure amongst the players that some of them were able to hear, and they, of course, congratulated or appreciative of the selections. Like you said at the beginning, if y'all missed it, make sure y'all go back and listen to it, as Coach Acevedo was so ethically put it, that these is a team of all-stars, and it's going to be some things just like Halliburton and Team USA. He's an all-star. He's a star on his team, but he's getting limited minutes on this all-star team. So to caveat on that, just don't be mad if you don't get the time. Just be happy. Just if y'all win, you were there, you was in the preparation, and it helped.
Yep.
So be sure to go back and listen to that so that he doesn't have to say it to y'all again, as well as Coach Mason. Is there anything special you're going to be that is going to be enacted? Is it something with that y'all going to pull out that the other is not thinking of? Can we see or hear that? Is there a possibility? You ain't got to say what it is, but is it a possibility that there's going to be a complete checkmate move? It's going to be like, oh, I did not expect that.
I think between the players, now that the teams are broken down, I think the players will probably go at each other a little bit, just to spice things up. At the coaching level, I think Mason knows me pretty well. I know him, and hey, as coaches, we need to be prepared to be ready for the unexpected. So I think it's just going to be more fun for the guys, though, because they actually get to go and compete against some of these other guys that they actually don't get to see from other installations. So that's the biggest part, is seeing getting ready to go against new challenges.
Yep. And just the warm-ups and the jerseys are fly. So
I was about to say that I hear what I hear. There's going to be one to behold with Jennifer, I think it's Swanson, who has helped to design and work with the MBA. So it's going to be something which they can keep and maybe frame. And next time we look up and I do an interview with somebody, they have is in the background of their doing the set. So more stuff as it continues to grow. The NBA continues to grow, get better in what it is that they're doing. And I hope it continues to expand for the most part and doing what it's doing. I want to try my best to be in the building. I'm trying. I want to try it. I'm starting a different job. So.
Don't want to miss it.
Gentlemen, any last words before you get ready to get up out of here?
No, well, I want to say thank you for taking the time to put us on the show. I know you're a busy guy, and means a lot when you take the time to help out the NBA and recognize these athletes as well. So I just want to thank you from the East Side.
No problem.
Hey, same, Trey. Definitely. Thanks for having us on the show. Hey, McDeal 2024. Look out for us. We're coming.
There you go, the plug. If y'all heard it here first, look at that. Another exclusive broke. McDeal 2024 NBA champions is what he's saying. I'm gonna go ahead and translate that for you. What he's saying, Coach Mason is saying 2024, 2025 NBA champions, MacDill Air Force Base. So wherever that's going to be posted at and however it's going to go down, Paramount, Veterans Network, CBS Sports, he's basically saying that already. Go ahead and get those graphics ready. It's going to be McDill. There's no reason to even. He's trying to help you out, help y'all to make y'all job easier.
Yeah.
So in any case, it has been a pleasure. You know what I'm saying? I want to go ahead and get ready to drop off here. I got to do some coaching myself. Love coaching NFL flag and go try to see if I can get me a championship for next week.
Okay. Well, good luck, Coach.
We do what we do. All about gotta love the kids. Of course, like I said, greatly appreciate everyone that tapped in today. Y'all know players that's been selected. Y'all know your squads now. Now y'all can reach out to your coach and y'all can basically get it in and figure out how y'all going to get this dub come September 14th in Oklahoma. Of course, we got Coach Mason, Coach Acevedo, and myself, Trey. We greatly appreciate y'all tapping in. Peace. We holla at y'all. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
All right. Thanks a lot.